Welcome back, everybody. We have missed you. Welcome to the Jess Strom Show. I am your host, Katie Tatzlow, and we have a very, very special guest today, folks. We have freshman Azatah Lawrence in the house, her first appearance on the Jess Strom Show. Z, welcome. Could you just tell the viewers who you are, where you're from, what your major is, just a little brief introduction of yourself.
Okay, I'm Azatah, or Z. I'm from Bloomfield, New Jersey. Psych major, and yeah.
And you're a freshman.
Yeah, I'm a freshman.
Yep. And Z, that's what we call her around here. This is kind of a unique opportunity for you to be here at college. You've had a very long, strange, crazy trip through a pandemic. Were recruited during a pandemic, basically. Yep. Started your freshman year out here at Cal U with basically no one on campus besides, athletics and some personnel. And now then you're right back in it. It is game week, baby, here at Cal U. So can you just talk to us a little bit about, number one, your recruitment to Cal U, how odd it was just through the whole recruiting process. Let's start there first.
It was very odd. I had to do the visit on Zoom.
Very interesting, too. Like, you can't really get a good feel for what the campus looks like, who you're talking to, like all online, right?
Yeah, all online. But I mean, it was cool, though. I really liked it just based off the Zoom visit. So
yeah.
It was cool.
What do you think it was like in the final factor as you, went through all this and looked at other schools? Like, what were some of the final things that helped you make your decision to attend Cal?
My biggest thing was just feeling, like, wanted. Mm-hmm. Like, there was schools, they might say they want you, but, when I got recruited by you guys made it feel like, we really want you.
And that is the truth.
That was the difference. That was a big difference.
And that is the truth. We're so happy that you're here still. And, talk to us a little bit about that first year on campus. Kind of like, you come in, we were off that whole entire fall online. And then we come in that second semester, starting basketball, starting something new with not a lot of people around and all that. And just kind of like basically school and hoops. Tell us a little bit about that for you, how that was.
It was definitely different. It was really different, but it kind of was fun. I got to meet my teammates and just get a small feel of what college could be like, being that was my first year.
Yep.
So.
And now, this fall, the whole shebang, everybody kind of back to normal, if you would, not really full normal, but a good sense of what the collegiate life is like and what Cal U basketball is like. Talk to us a little bit about coming in and starting your very first preseason with Cal U women's basketball.
Man, I tell you guys, I died. Like, honestly, I didn't know what to expect, but I sure wasn't expecting that. But I made it through, so I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, and what a big accomplishment it is, I feel like. And I feel like for every season, for every player, no matter what year, if you're a freshman or a senior, to be able to get through those first few weeks of conditioning, coming in, getting back to things, learning things, a high intensity. You got to feel proud of yourself at the end of the day for finishing it. And now, Z, the time is finally here. This is your first game week as an official player for Cal U women's basketball. Do you have a sense like that things are different, like the feelings different leading up to this weekend, our first opening weekend?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more excited, though. Like, I'm so excited.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
And we know the scrimmage. We were watching some scrimmage stuff.
Yeah.
The bench is hyped this year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we did take a few seconds to give a special shout out to people that were on the bench, no matter on the court or, sitting down. It feels like people are excited to be back, like that we're back in it. We missed it, right? Is that kind of what it felt like?
Yes.
You're just finally excited.
Yeah, so excited.
Oh, good. Man. And what are you, as we talk about moving forward, got your feet wet, did the preseason, first couple weeks of official season started October 15th. What are you most looking forward to as we really begin the season? Like, what are some things personally and team-wise that you're just, like, really looking forward to?
Well, personally, just coming better, just understanding everything more and being able to execute. And as a team, I'm just ready to see how all of it plays along. Like, we go hard every day, so.
Yeah, and, that's one thing I think, that we preach is going hard is just like getting after it every single day, an opportunity to get better. Now that you know what we do and how we do it, What do you think for the viewers? Like, if you could put in a couple words, what do you think Cal U basketball means so far and what you've learned so far? What are some, like, a couple words that you could use to describe Cal U women's basketball?
Man, go-getters.
Yep.
Like, that's the number one thing, go-getters. And, you know, we just have a lot of heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I think, you know, each person brings something so unique to the table. You know, everybody has such a strong role to play, and practice is tough. I think a lot of people don't understand, you know, outsiders. I know college basketball players understand. I know college coaches understand. Maybe your family understands a lot, but like people that aren't in it every day, I don't think they understand the grind that it takes to really bring your best effort every day, both physically, mentally, and then go to class and be able to just handle everything that comes along with being in college and a college athlete. Talk a little bit about that. Like, you know, what's been the most challenging part for you? Maybe time management, maybe just understanding everything, classes. What are some things that have been really challenging towards you?
I would definitely say time management, you know, because it's like you come from practice, you're tired, and then you have to do like homework and then study, and
just a lot going on.
Yeah, just a lot.
How do you think you've been handling it? Pretty well?
Yeah, pretty well. I definitely took the advice of getting a planner and always look at the bell on D2L because that will help you.
Absolutely.
That will definitely help you.
And, you know, we're so thankful that you're here, Z. We're just looking forward day by day. I mean, from the beginning of preseason, even from last spring to preseason, the growth that you're making each day, we're just super pumped. And, you know, that's a little snapshot, folks, of Azatah Lawrence, as we call her, Z. So happy that she's here at Cal U. And we will be right back with the main host. We haven't seen her in a while, folks, on TV. Jess Strom will be here in just a second.
Back by popular demand and better than ever is late night dining in the Natalie Student Center. Join us starting Monday, October 18th at the hot spot for evening dining, Natalie Evening Eats, located on the second floor of Natalie next to Umami. Open Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., and on weekends, 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., Natalie Evening Eats is a one-stop shop for your favorite menu items. Orders can be placed through our mobile app or at the designated Evening Eats kiosk. We can't wait to see you there.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
And welcome back to the Jess Strom Show. It has been a long time, my friend. I believe the last episode was somewhat March 2020, right before the NCAA Women's Basketball Division II National Tournament, and haven't been back since.
Yeah, it seems like 10 years ago.
It seems like a long time.
It does.
A lot of crazy things have happened, but a lot of really amazing things to look forward to. Jess, tell us how excited you are to be back officially into college basketball.
Oh, I'm so excited. I feel like, if nothing else, the pandemic definitely made us appreciate season so much more. You know, having practice and no games, having the kids not even on campus for a semester, it was like, wow, you don't really appreciate the everyday grind of season until it's taken away from you. So I cannot wait. I can't believe it's here. It's this week. You know, we had some scrimmages, and you would have thought it was Christmas.
Well, I mean, the first tip-off in one of our first scrimmage, I looked across the whole bench, and I hit my fist and I said, it is so good to be back. And it just felt like that. Like it was like pure joy. I've never ever enjoyed a warm up before.
Yeah.
But man, I was like clapping it up in the layup line, ready to roll. It just kind of seems like that this year.
Yeah, it's like you don't take the little things for granted anymore. You know, like getting in the locker room and writing on the board. It was like exciting to do that again.
What do we do and how do we do it?
Yeah.
What is the plan? Like it's almost like we're starting all over again from scratch. But you know, kind of just like riding a bike. As soon as that first thing goes on, it's like right back to where we started. And,
yeah, for sure.
And you know, let's go back for the viewers, and you know, because I think it is warranted to give a special shout out to, you know, a team that didn't have the opportunity to end it the way that we had wanted. So we really haven't been back here to talk about it, but special shout out to the team from, you know, March 2020 that didn't get the chance to end the season that they had wanted.
Yeah, I think actually thinking back, we were just hitting our stride with that team. You know, we had a really close game with IUP.
In the PSAC tournament.
In the PSAC tournament to go to the PSAC championship. So, you know, we were feeling kind of good about our team going into the NCAA tournament. We're in the middle of practice at Guianan, and it just, like that was taken away. And I feel really bad for the seniors on that team. You know, they don't get a year back. They worked so hard, just like everyone else, and they missed out on that opportunity. So, you know, you feel bad for
Absolutely.
that group. But, yeah, it was such a weird ending, weird time.
Kind of very depressing, you know, but like, you know, you had to put that to bed because it just ended.
Right.
And that's kind of in life what I think we've always tried to tell, you know, ourselves and our players that, you know, adversity is going to hit. What we do with it is going to make us the people that we are today. So, you know, putting that team, you know, down and looking forward that really weird next year, you know. So we're doing online videos with our players in their garages and on concrete basketball courts. Then had the opportunity to come back in spring. Can you speak a little bit? Oh, we had Z speak about it, but from a coach's perspective, what that year like was you, especially when some teams got to play and then other teams didn't.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy because we were going back and forth. We're going to have a season. We're not going to have a season.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that whole summer we're thinking, okay, our kids are coming back in August. We're going to play. Okay, we're not going to play, but they're still going to come back. You know, so it was like back and forth, back and forth. And as a coach, when we finally heard you're not having a season, okay, well, you think, wow, then we can use this year to get better. You know, we can have our new kids come and have this whole year just to get better in practice. But I also know as an 18 to 22-year-old, you're thinking, we have to practice without playing games. So it was probably the complete opposite for them as it was for us, you know, how we thought about that. And then we found out they're not coming back in the fall. So we tried to adapt. You know,
The best we could.
We tried to figure it out. We videotaped workouts and send it to them, made them send us videos of them working out.
But let me stop you there and just give you a shout out because I don't know if everybody knows, Coach Jess had a child, a boy, Jack Joseph Strom, and she was doing online workouts while pregnant, ball between the legs, putting it through like ball handling, some shooting stuff. I mean, it was rather impressive. I know that when we filmed the workouts, there were lawnmowers in the background. There were people everywhere. We're outside. We're at a small little basketball court trying to film off a tripod from an iPhone. You know, it would run out of battery, it would stop. Frustrating process, also kind of funny.
Yeah.
Also like, what in the world are we doing? But again, made it work. And our players, hats off to them.
Yeah.
Because
I give them a lot of credit for doing all those workouts.
And you talk about disparity too. Some people had access to a gym. Some people didn't. Sometimes gyms were open. Sometimes they weren't. I mean, you even having the memory on your phone, like half the people, hey, send something.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious, it was wild.
It was a mess, but they did it. I really give them a lot of credit because they tried their best. They were out there in the rain. They tried to make all the deadlines and send us those videos. I mean, it was a mess, but we had to do something.
Yeah.
And I think it just like shows their dedication, and they wanted to still, you know, do what they could for the team. And that was a hard time for the world.
Absolutely.
And we're asking these kids to do online school and to do online basketball, basically. So
Wild.
When they came back in January, it was like, thank goodness. Yeah.
And, you know, during that time, too, what a great way, I mean, like you said, what a great way for us to practice and get better, but also for the team to kind of have some chemistry. There's teams that we will play this year that had a full season last year. And us we had that time to practice to try to build not only team chemistry but on the floor chemistry. Talk about that spring. It was pretty critical.
Yeah, it was huge for us. I think as coaches, we went about it as the same as we had a season. We were still getting up at 6 a.m. We were still doing all the things we normally do. And I think as players, that was kind of hard for them at first, because the reward is always to play in the game,
to win the game,
to compete against someone else. And that reward was not there. So I think we kind of had to adjust some things. The expectations were still the same. But we had to take kind of a different approach at some points, just, the circumstances that we were given. But it was a great time. It was a great time to learn our defense. It was a great time for the new kids to learn their teammates. Like you said, it was really only athletes on campus. So they hung out with each other. They had a lot of time. It wasn't like a million things were open.
No visitors out. It wasn't an open campus. It
Yeah.
was, pretty strict. And, I think they got a lot out of that experience when we really were afforded that opportunity.
Yeah. I don't know if they realized it at the time, but I think we were definitely better off for it
for sure
this year.
And then coming into this year, so excited. It was like moving day. I feel like I had tears in my eyes. Like, we're back. We have missed them. To have that experience this year, we had preseason. It was so nice to be able to have, Bobby and his strength and conditioning staff work with our players to get to them to be where we need to be. And here we are. It is game week. It is finally here. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just super excited. I can't wait to see us. Obviously, we had 2 scrimmages, so we saw, a little bit, but in an actual game where it means something.
When the lights are on and it means something, I think you're a little bit different.
Yeah.
And what are you looking forward to? Obviously, for the viewers at home that don't know, we start this weekend, Saturday, at the Conference Challenge, which is hosted by Mercyhurst University, but we play West Liberty first. Talk a little about this game coming up.
It's huge for us. There's nothing like jumping right into a huge weekend for us, because they're regional games, and they're teams that played last year, and that were pretty successful. So they're always good games. I think we're trying now to explain to our new kids how much these games mean, because sometimes I feel like you don't understand it until you've been through it. And we have some new kids that probably don't understand. These are regional games. You have to win these games. These are really, really important. And we need to keep getting better for PSAC. We
Absolutely.
need to just have good performances so we can build on that for our conference play. But it's like we're throwing ourselves right into it and see what we do.
Yeah, and what are your expectations for that first game? You think there's going to be nerves? When you look at at the team that you have coached, that we have coached, this whole the preseason that we're allowed to have, and then starting October 15th and what we're allowed to do. What are your expectations of our program for this Saturday?
I think that it will be more excitement than nerves. I think we have some veterans that have been there and done that before. So I think they'll be able to bring everybody in and, understand that it's more excitement than nerves. But I expect us to compete. I think our team is super competitive. We're competitive with each other. I never have seen a team so competitive in a scrimmage. We wanted to win that scrimmage so bad from everybody that was on the bench, everybody that was in the game. So I think that we're going to compete. I think we're going to play really, really hard. I think we might be tired at first because we're going to be wowed. I think we're going to be running all over the place. But I think we just need to settle in, and I think we'll be fine. But I think it's going to be good. Like I said, we're competitive. We have a lot of kids that can play. I think it's going to be fun.
And talk to us a little bit. The viewers don't know. I mean, we had some people, we had someone come into practice and say, I don't remember anybody, or yes, I remember a couple returners, but I don't know these faces. Talk to us a little bit about not only the returners, but some of the newcomers that are into the mix that people might not know about.
Yeah, I think it is a good mix. I think, we have some returners that have been part of our program. Lauren Bennett, Bree Allen, Maya Woodyard, Shauna Harrison, they have been here for 4 years. And then we have some older transfers that have played college basketball, just not here. Sierra Lloyd is one, Deja Terrell is one, that they are meshing. The older kids have definitely, from different experiences, but now, representing Cal, I think at first it's you have to learn what Cal U is about. So I think that's where the people that have been here kind of try to maybe not explain it, but show that. And then I think we are there. I think everybody's on the same page. You know, like this is who we are. No matter if you've been here, you haven't been here. We're this now, and we're, you know,
Absolutely.
we are what Cal is, and moving forward.
And then it's even funny to me is, and this is what blows my mind when you put it in perspective, players like Olivia Hudson, Hallie Harrington, Jada Scales, Kendra McPeak, they were all freshmen
Yeah.
when we went. I feel like they've been here.
Well, they've been here this is their third year.
But with that year missing,
Yeah.
they were freshmen when we had to depart the NCAA early due to the COVID protocols. And now it's almost like they're back to, like, they're veterans,
They're
it
veterans
feels
for
like.
us. Well, they are. I mean, they are very consistent in what we do. They understand what we do. You know, you don't really have to get on those guys because they have been doing it now for probably 2.5 years if you count that half a year at home. So it's nice. We have upperclassmen with people that understand what it means. So it's exciting.
And then you really have 4 freshmen to the mix as well, 2 that had the opportunity to come in that last spring, and then 2 that are brand new to all of this. I mean, kind of like getting thrown to the wolves. But speak on them a little bit about and how they're going to impact Cal U.
Yeah, so the 2 that were here last season, I think they have a little advantage because, and everywhere across the country, because
Absolutely.
you get to learn a system before you actually have to play in that system. So I think of those 2 too. Z was on here and JB too. Like, they should know what they're doing. That's what I expect of them.
What you expect?
Yeah.
But they've yet to play a game in a Cal U
I
uniforms.
expect them to not make freshman mistakes because they have been here. And then Dynasty and Talia, we just kind of threw them into it.
They came in and it was like, boom, on a team where, you had the opportunity to understand the defense, understand some of the offensive sets and philosophies, and they're just being thrown in.
Yeah, and I'm really proud of those 2 because they didn't skip a beat. Now, do they get everything right? No, but
they've handled it with grace.
They have really handled themselves well with how we haven't slowed down. Like, we have probably sped up this season because we had last year. So we have definitely been going through our things faster and at a much quicker pace, and they have just kind of getting it.
They have to get it. You're either on board or you're not. And they have jumped on board, and I'm sure their head was spinning the first few weeks. But like I saad, I thought that they have handled themselves with grace and understanding, and trying their best to put their best foot forward to bring energy and some light to the team. So let's talk about preseason rankings. So we can just dive into that. What do they mean to you, Jess?
Not much. Yeah, I don't put much into that, especially this year. We didn't play last year.
So no one knows what we're going to do.
A few teams did. Gannon played, Mercier's played, Clarion played a few games. But for us, like, no team really knows who's here, what's going on, how we are. And same for the teams that didn't play.
Absolutely.
We have an idea. We know returners. You know people that have been recruited. But those, to me, are the end of season rankings are so much more important than the preseason rankings to me.
And for the viewers that don't know, we were picked 3rd.
Right.
With Gannon receiving number 1, IUP number 2, and then Cal U number 3.
Which is fair. Like,
absolutely.
Gannon, the last time we played in the PSAC, won the PSAC, and they return a lot of that team. So fair enough.
Absolutely.
IUP is always good. Fair enough. I feel like it's where we probably should have been. So. Yeah, but it's nice. It's a cool graphic to put up on our website, but
it's great for the social media platforms, get a little content out there. But all in all, what really matters is winning games.
Right. That's what we care about.
And let's talk about upcoming games. 4 before Thanksgiving. And like I said, so excited. Saturday, Sunday, first one Saturday is West Liberty. Second one Sunday is Charleston. Then we have 2 home games versus Fairmont and then Central State. Super excited about the upcoming. 3 of those are regional games.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It is. That's what I say. But we schedule that way on purpose. Our goal is always, obviously, to compete for the PSAC championship, but to think about the regional tournament in the back of our heads. That's why we schedule those games. So it's what we do every year. We got to be ready early. We got to be ready to go. It'll be nice to be back in the convocation center with fans. Just seeing people, having our kids be able to play in front of people. Yeah, I think it's going to be so nice to be home.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just on a personal level, Jess, again, some changes in your own personal life. What is it like? We practice really early in the morning. We're getting ready to start up, the grind that is basketball season. 2 children to the mix. Speak to that a little bit. Like, please, I can't even comprehend. I'm tired. I don't have children.
Yeah.
And we're have some late nights and some early mornings, but love it. Talk to us a little bit about that time management for you personally.
Yeah, it's not easy, I guess, but it's just what you do. Like, I wouldn't change it. This is what I love to do. It's hard. Some days, like when we had a scrimmage, I left while they were still sleeping, got home while they were sleeping. So those days are kind of tough. But in the same breath, like, we have an off day every week. You know what I mean? So I will have to take advantage of those days a little bit more. But actually practicing in the morning works out better for that, because we're done by 9. If there is something I need to do,
like an emergency or something that you need to do, you can always...
it actually works out. I mean, not for my sleep or my mental health probably, but for them, I'm more available because we practice early in the morning.
But how fun, I also think too, how fun it would be to be a son or a daughter of a coach, to have like, the team is so cool with the kids, and just have an atmosphere of like, they get to attend games and just kind of have that excitement around their lives. I think it's so cool.
It is. It's super fun. So I know they're excited to come this weekend and stay in a hotel and have a pool.
Like, huge.
Yeah,
huge
it's a big deal.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, so folks, that's the end of the show today. We're so excited about the upcoming games. Again, fans, we would love for you to travel to Mercyhurst. We are playing on Saturday. We're playing on Sunday of this week. And then, getting back to the home games that next week. So we would love your support. Come on out. And if you can't make it out, games are online. Go to our CalU athletics page. Click the links for women's basketball. We'll get you right there. So thank you so much for your support. We are really, really looking forward to the season, and I promise you we will not take it for granted. Until next time, have a great day, and let's go Vulcans.